Scythe Morrison, and this is This Week in Car Audio. Tune in. This Week in Car Audio. Tune in. We'll be talking about bass, talking about chips, talking about rings. You ain't got them, zip your lip. You got a problem you haven't found, check your grounds. The show about to start. Tune in. This Week in Car Audio. Yeah. Tune in. This Week in Car Audio.
Welcome to This Week in Car Audio with your host, the Judge, Doug Stockton, co-hosted by Eskimo Extreme after seeing his pictures online today, Mr. Jeffrey Fernandez. What's going on, Jeff?
Oh, nothing much. Just trying to stay warm. It's, jeez. It was around 30 degrees, but then the wind chill made it to like in the teens.
Uh-huh.
This Week in Car Audio.
Here, pause. There we go. There you go. It got to the teens, huh?
Yes.
Here, pause.
Very cold.
There we go. So I happened to check a picture of you.
Okay.
Online today. I typically don't really go on Facebook much until, on Mondays. But being on there, I popped up and a picture of you showed up looking like an Eskimo.
Yeah, I had about like 7 layers. 7 layers. It was that cold.
Yeah, I mean you really don't have a whole bunch of fat on your body to keep you warm,
That's my downfall, I suppose.
Anything exciting or new happen at your show this weekend, or?
No. Well, I was kind of dreading the attendance because of the temperatures and the weather and such. But the guys came through, and we had a good competition, and even better base race and top dog. Had a couple new competitors, so that's a good thing.
Oh, that's great. During this time of year, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
So tell us about it. Did your wife take everybody's money? Did she take Roger's money?
Unfortunately, she did not. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I tell people all the time, practice might make perfect, but it doesn't make you unbeatable. And the two people who's been practicing like time and time again ended up not really doing too well. So it's tough to say. Dana tried, but I think she broke out. So yeah.
Oh, so you didn't have what's his name didn't win either, huh? Eric
Hansen? No.
That's a bummer.
Not this time. Yeah, but a favorite local guy, Lewis TVC, ended up winning Rogers money, taking first place in base race as well as top dog, I believe. So yeah.
Oh, very nice.
He might be the sleeper for the multi-venue that we got coming up.
We do have a multi-venue coming up.
Or was I supposed to mention that?
Oh, we don't have a date for it yet, but we do have it coming up. That's for sure. Yeah, at least me not being in Reno, it is way better in that it's not cold here in California. It's currently 57 degrees when the sun's down. Heavy rain though. It's raining like crazy,
yeah.
but it's it is what it is. So I just so everybody knows, I put an offer in a house in Wichita.
Oh wow!
So
did you hear back?
No. We just stuck the offer in yesterday. So, but oh yeah, there's a test from Jeffrey.
Here we go.
It's working.
Test.
Yep. But oh yeah, you tested on both sides. Yep, we got them both working. But either way, I'll finish the DB drag season out here in California, even if I do
Oh, wow.
sell. So that you did the same thing when you moved to Kansas or to whatever you moved to, uh, Texas.
Yeah.
Same thing. There's some pretty cool stuff in the works for DB Drag.
Mhm.
I had an opportunity to talk to Wayne today. Did you get a chance to talk to Wayne?
No, no, I did not
Okay.
today.
So,
Anything good?
yeah, but I can't
Oh, okay.
spoil it.
Ah,
Um, and I think
exclusive.
you.
Come on.
Yep. So that's you'll appreciate it is what I can say. So
Oh, okay. I think I know what you're talking about.
I think Wayne has some really cool ideas for moving forward to the next year, and
Yeah.
I think you and your guys, the California guys, the East Coast guys, I think it'll make more sense to everybody, and it'll be helpful. He's gonna try and get that information out pretty soon. Mel Valadez popping in with the Hola amigos. Uh, Manny says, "Come on, Doug, let us know what's going on." We can't make announcements until they're official. So, but I really think it's pretty cool what's going to be going on. So, I mean, I kind of appreciate it. But yeah, so I know it was cold there. Even though it's been raining like cats and dogs here, I'm still going fishing every day because I'm back home.
Do
So
do the fish know it's freezing or
they do because they go
they
deeper. So I just have to
oh, they
fish a
do,
little
huh?
deeper is all. I got my DB Drag staff shirt on today, all the way from back from like 2004 or 2005 or something. We just had T-shirts back then. Um, but speaking of the cold and DB Drag judges, uh, we got Jody Green on today. Jody is from Down Under. He's Spencer says you boys don't know what cold is down south. He's from Canada for the people that don't know.
Oh,
Dave Bradshaw popping in. But yeah, no. So my intention is for DB Drag to continue on the West Coast. We're gonna put somebody in here in this place to take over for me, hopefully. We'll see how that's going on. Real quick, let's hit our sponsors up. Voodoo Customs, E-Box, and Crossfire Cardio. If you got an opportunity to buy something that supports the things that you guys like. So buy them from the retailers. That would be great. Let them know you heard about them on This Week in Car Audio. All right. So anyway, Jody. So we're talking about how freezing ice it is here, but you live in the land of the toilets going the wrong way. So when you flush a toilet, it goes the wrong way. How cold
what?
is it there?
At the
I got my
moment,
conversion chart up here. So
yeah, it's about 33s. Yeah, but not
Celsius.
Fahrenheit. It's Celsius, not
Okay, so
Fahrenheit.
let's see what that says. 33 Celsius. It's 91.5 degrees.
What?
He's in the middle
Yep.
of summer.
So
There,
middle of summer, and yeah, it's pretty warm over here at the moment.
How
It's
lucky.
feeling fun. Yep.
Dave Bradshaw, what's today's topic? So we're talking to Jody Green. He's the New Zealand judge for DB Drag Racing. So if you guys have any questions about how like New Zealand works, some of the issues that they might have with cars, any of the cars that you're interested in, you have any questions you want to know about the New Zealand area or the DB Drag stuff, just ask them in the chat and we'll get them on and ask Jody. So Jody, you have a show coming up this weekend.
Yep, we've got one coming up on the Sunday of this weekend, which is your Saturday.
Our
So
Saturday.
we're a day.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
we're a day.
just so everybody knows, it's currently about 2:40 p.m. his time.
That-
So
In the
On
future.
Tuesday.
in
In
the
the future.
future,
On
yes,
In
Tuesday.
the
sir.
future.
Yep. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So
So
anyway,
yeah, so on the Sunday, so yeah, we just got an event. It's mixed in with the actual drag racing as well, so it's going to be quite a decent event. They have a show and shine on the Saturday, but yeah, we just carry on with the Sunday with the meet.
yep. And
So
so there's a whole bunch of stuff going on at that thing. It's you said there's a drag race,
Correct.
and what
Yep.
else?
On that, just mainly the drag racing and DB Drags is going to be at that Sunday. The Saturday is the show and shine. and track racing and so forth as well. So,
Okay.
but we can't jump in with them, which is a bit of a pain. But never mind.
So what's the weather perspective for this weekend? Dry and warm?
It will be hopefully. Yeah, it's meant to be. It was meant to be raining today, but yet we've only seen a few spots. But it's just just downpour and that was it. And it's
Okay.
dry again. So a bit of a thunderstorm, but it's just the climate here at this time.
All right.
Mm.
So
We do get the negative. We do get the -4s though.
the
We have to
what?
admit that.
Negative.
-4. We get -4 in the winter.
Oh, -4. Yes.
Yep.
-4 Celsius. That's
Yeah.
not too cold for us. Let's see
No,
here.
no, not for you guys.
-4.
What is that? What is that?
That is dude, that's only 25 degrees. It was -1 2 weeks ago when I was in Reno. Let's see what that looks like. That's -18.4.
Okay, you're a lot colder.
So that was colder in Reno. Just saying. And Spencer hits probably -10 up there in Canada right now. There's a pretty bad cold front coming through this part of the world. So, yeah. But so a difference for you guys, because you guys are right-hand drive, correct, in New Zealand?
Right.
So
Yeah, the right way.
Yeah.
The wrong way?
The right way. On the right.
So, so that means the sensor still goes on the
Yeah.
passenger side, right?
Correct.
So
Correct.
you still, it'll be on the passenger side of the vehicle, which is going to be the right side. Oh, it's -13 right now in Canada. So let's see what that works out to. I'm just curious. -25 Celsius.
No.
Man, that's Antarctic weather for you guys. So anyway, so you do the sensor the same as us, except for you do it on you do the passenger side, which is obviously the left side of the vehicle instead of the right, which is a common thing over there in Europe too. Similar thing, right? David
Great.
says, "Oh, I could drive in New Zealand." Tristan says in Barbados, their vehicles are right-hand drive also. So, all right. So here we go. This is a good question before we get started. But anyway, because this has come from Mel Valadez, says, what are some of the names of the heavy hitters in New Zealand? Like, who is a well-known competitor down there? Maybe a YouTube channel or something.
Oh, YouTube. Well, we've got David Williams, which is quite high ranked. He's actually got the old Fusion van that used to be in the States.
The Extreme Man?
Cara's?
Yep.
Cara Lucius?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
If you guys haven't seen that van, that used to be a very nice van.
Yeah.
That wasn't that the one that had Fusion Audio. That was the Alien, right?
The aliens, yeah.
Yep.
Dude, there's some video and some pictures on out in the world about some aliens and a hotel room during World Finals that are probably pretty inappropriate.
Oh no.
Just saying.
And we'll save that for another show.
Yeah, and I believe Nathan Munson. No, not Nathan Munson. Who's the one that wears the Virginity Rocks shirt and he's not quite with the he had the truck. He was one of the first base racers, not Neil Barber.
I was just gonna say.
Oh yeah, Neil Barber, right?
Okay. Oh, okay.
So he's the one that posts about him and his lady friend on Facebook all the time.
Oh yeah.
I think. So anyway,
Yes.
so Neil would have those pictures of the inappropriate alien actions, I believe.
Oh, we'll have to.
So, but that's so
Contact him.
they have Cara Lucius's van down there, huh?
Yep, that's Wellington. So yeah, that's down that way.
Okay. And so what numbers is that hitting at what frequency?
That's actually dropped since it's been here in New Zealand. It was doing 74s, so quite low. So yeah, there's a couple of builds that might be coming out sooner or later, which hopefully, yeah. Like, I mean, for New Zealand, it's quite different because like our scores here in New Zealand are probably seem a lot lower than what everywhere else is. Like 70s, 60s, and 70s is actually quite high here.
Okay.
I don't. I think it's just because of we're lower down, and I'm not sure because you get somewhere like Australia, which is a little bit higher, and they are hitting higher numbers as well. Um, so yeah, it's a difficult one for New Zealand. If maybe these cars go back overseas, and they may hit bigger numbers again. But
Mm,
I don't know whether
okay.
it's the humidity or whether it's the atmosphere or what it is. I'm not sure.
Okay. What do you guys have a World Finals? Is it just the Australian World Finals and you guys combined, or how does that work?
No, we would love to have a World Finals here. I have spoken to Wayne and Celise about it, but at the stage it's just because it's so new back here in New Zealand. We just want to get these shows running and yeah get more people there.
Okay. Here's another question. What are your favorite cars to use over there?
Yeah.
Um, you see a lot of variety of cars. Not so much sedans, but wagons. Wagons get used a lot for big music builds. Um, like there's a couple of Honda Cities that have been here. I don't know whether you guys know what a Honda City is.
We have
A
Honda
what?
Civics, right? Is
Yeah,
that
no, these are Honda Cities. They're totally different looking.
like CITY, like city?
City?
Yep, yep, CITY, and look like a little square box, pretty much. Yep.
Gonna have to look that up
Probably
on the
looks like a
city.
Dodge Omni. So
Yeah,
that's really common, huh? Okay, let's see here.
it's not, yeah, common's probably more of the Outlanders and just bits like that, Mitsubishi Outlanders, 4x4s type thing.
Oh, so Outlanders here are Suzuki, right?
Uh,
Or
Subaru,
Subaru.
Subaru.
Subaru are the Outlanders
Oh,
here.
okay,
Um,
right.
so Bradshaw asks, are there any big teams out that way?
There's a couple of teams which there's like the Zero Flex team, which I've got in the background, that's one and up in Auckland way, which there's a few out there. There's a brand which is Tunix, which is all these names are mainly for New Zealand type thing, and they've sort of made their own subs and so forth.
Okay.
So those are the
Hmm.
ones that brought their own teams in. So yeah, there's a few bigger teams out there.
Are they as
Off my
big as
head,
Team Send It? Because
no,
no, nobody's as big as Team Send It, right?
no,
and,
definitely not.
and in case you guys don't know, Jody ends up in the chat quite often, so he's pretty familiar with most of the people in here. You'll see him pop questions in the chat and chime in every once in a while because he's in the middle of his workday, so he's got nothing better to do but to watch a podcast while he's trying to work.
While I'm working, well, yeah, I'm listening to you guys. Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So Tiffany wants to know. She's out of Bridgetown, Barbados. She wants to know what's the most popular format you guys have.
Hmm. Good question.
Mainly just the SVL DB drag type setup. We do try to get the old cyclone going,
Uh
but
huh.
yeah, a lot of the guys just want to try and hit as big a numbers as possible.
So no
Yeah, there's
top
always
dog and base race isn't very popular there.
I haven't. No one's really taken to that as yet. I would like to get all that on board, but yeah,
You should try
um,
freestyle. Freestyle's
Yeah.
it's pretty much a burp class as well. But the sensor you can put anywhere in front of the B pillar. You could have your door open. So I think once they catch wind of that, I think more people are gonna do freestyle.
freestyle. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
definitely.
And that's an opportunity for you as a judge to get a few more entries and give people more of a way to try and show their car off, right? Because the meter hurts feelings. It really does. People come in saying I am this loud, and then they get on the meter and they're whoa, yeah,
Mm,
something's wrong. Something's wrong. That's what's happening.
yeah, something's wrong.
You know. So Jeffrey and I've heard them stories a lot. Eric says he sent you a picture, Jeffrey.
Yeah, he did. But I did a search also. It was like I think it was an older model Honda Cities. Is that what you're talking about?
Yep. It will be about the 84. Look at an 84.
That thing is tiny.
Yep.
Well, this one's a two-door. It looks like it's
Like
a
a
hatchback.
CVCC type thing?
No, it's kind of more square. It's more taller, I would
Yep.
say. The one that Eric sent me was more of a newer, more modern Honda City, and that doesn't seem like that would be that good for SPL. But the older Honda City,
Uh-huh.
oh yeah,
Well,
I don't
those
know.
Dodge Omnis were pretty small.
It's kind of small like that, but more square.
Like the Yugo?
Yeah, it looks smaller than a Yugo, believe it or not. So
Wow.
yeah, wow, that'd be
Well, how does
a
Jody
nice
fit in
car.
one of those?
Very difficult. No seat. No.
Very.
Yeah.
All right, Spencer out of Canada. He wants to know what amps, subs, brands do you guys like or is very popular in your lanes?
In the lanes, to be honest, the Paris amps are doing very well over here. A lot of people run the Zeroflex. Some run Pride Audio. Um,
Hmm.
there's Sundown. There's over here.
Okay.
Not very much, but yeah, there's a little bit. And then of course these new brands like Tunix and a few others which are coming to New Zealand, and then we've got ones like bringing DC in type thing.
Okay. So you're trying to bring DC in? What about
Yeah, yeah.
Crossfire? Since they're one of the
Um,
sponsors, and I might know a Crossfire guy
I'm,
locally.
I sort of have asked, but he hasn't responded to his messages that I've sent.
You hear that, Jeffrey?
I might have some influence.
Yeah.
That guy over there, he doesn't seem to check his email very much and his messages for that
Oh,
matter. So
oh, really?
I might
I
be
have.
able to bring it to his attention.
Okay, resend it. I'll look at it.
Okay.
Definitely,
All
definitely.
right, that's good to hear. All right, Mel Valadez again. So he says this might be a dumb question, but
Uh-oh.
is MDF common choice building in New Zealand, or is there a different material commonly used? So are you guys on the
MDF,
birch thing or what?
Oh.
the MDF is a big main thing over here.
Okay.
Birch not so much unless you want to get a
Hmm.
real nice finish, but mainly MDF is on a lot of builds over here.
Okay, MDF. So I will say the US was all about the MDF probably 15, 16 years ago. And then they started doing the Baltic birch, and then we got into building steel cages, and then screwing the MDF for the birch. The reason they went to birch though is because of weight, so you can get the
Great.
same
Yep.
density with roughly half the weight on birch.
Great. Yep.
So,
Yep. Yeah,
but
we've actually just finished a build for my son, which is but that's again MDF, but yeah, that's more of a music build.
okay,
That's not as high as your numbers. It's only doing like 58 eighths on music at 30 hertz.
30 hertz.
Yeah.
You got to build them a cyclone build. I
Yeah,
guarantee.
well, that's what we built. That's exactly what we built it for. Is purely
Okay.
to get people into that side of things.
Uh,
Mm.
uh, Tristan says to Jeffrey, give Jody the dealership form.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
do that.
And Spencer out of Canada seems to think that birch is louder. I don't
Interesting.
necessarily believe it to be louder. It's a similar strength, maybe a little bit stronger, but the way I would build a box, I mean, if it's a standalone box, I can believe it to be louder. But if it's inside of a build like somebody's wall, it's not going to be any better than MDF, just other than weight wise, because
Right.
you're gonna be attaching it to a steel structure, and your steel
Yeah.
structure should be pretty close on centers. But Spencer said he tested it, and so in his test, it ended up.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of test, we might have to get Carlos Rodriguez back on here because he's doing all those tests and just have him kind
Yep.
of go over those tests. Um,
Yeah. Good.
so what kind of turnout do you get at your events down there?
After COVID, just under 50 competitors.
50, 50?
Yep.
Damn.
It was, and we had to turn because of the amount that was coming in. That was straight after COVID. We dropped out back to a little bit sort of around the 40 mark,
Oh.
because of the days that we have it, and then it's just not everyone can make it on a Sunday or something like that. So which is a bit of a nuisance. So we just try to break the days up, try to get more people in.
Okay.
We've been getting a lot more newer ones coming, which is quite good.
That's always good. So, in relative size, New Zealand, how far apart across? Because if you were to have only one show in the country weekend or month, people would have to come a long ways, right? Because I mean, How long does it take to drive all the way across the country?
From like Wellington to Auckland, it's probably about 8 hours, so it's not a long way. But I'm central of the North Island, so it's like 4 hours to Wellington and like 3 hours to Auckland for us. So I'm it's good for me for being the judge. I can just move around where I can. We do one in Palmerston, which is only about 3 hours away. That's in a couple of weeks. Be months time, and then
Okay.
another one in Auckland, hopefully again in a couple of months as well. So
And is Auckland pretty centrally located in the country, or?
Auckland's one of the biggest places
Yeah, I
in
know,
New
but
Zealand.
where's it located? Is it in the
Oh no,
center or?
no, more towards the top end of the North Island.
Okay. So I'm
Yep.
looking here on Google. Google says for us down here, it's approximately the same size as Colorado. The state of Colorado is about the same size. So that's not horrible. It may be a bit of a drive, but it's Colorado's a western state, so it's definitely one of the bigger states. And it says you guys are about 4.5 million people.
That's it.
So
Yep, that's about it. Yep.
So that's not that that's not I mean that's the Bay Area. San Francisco is about that many people. So um, that's a really good thing I have going for me being a judge here in California is population density. But because I have such a high population density, the amount of opportunities to get their disposable income to spend on car audio is a little more difficult because see, in San Francisco, in 2.5 hours, you could be skiing, you could be surfing, you could be scuba diving, you could be Disneyland or one of the theme parks. So there's such a vast amount of things to do in California. Um, the disposable income money to use on car audio is a little tougher to come by, but I have a lot of people to choose from. So, Spencer says you guys have amazing rugby for only 4 million people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. Good. That's one of our sports over here. Main sports.
So, do you play rugby? Because you look
No.
like a rugby player.
Yeah, it looks like you'd be a rugby player.
Used to. Back in the day, not anymore. Body's getting too old for it.
Yeah. And it's not really about the bangs and this and that. It's the recovery afterwards that sucks.
Yep.
It
Yep.
gets harder and harder to recover. That's what I'm learning as I'm hitting in my 50s. It's you don't recover as well. Like I slipped and fell 4 weeks ago on a plastic roof, and my body still hurts from that. I have to ice my knees every night still, and it's just like, dude, come on. Used to only be like 2-3 days. So, but yeah. Anyway, so tell us about you personally. What got you into car audio?
I've been in it for strike 38 years coming up.
Oh, so just
Probably
starting.
longer actually. Yeah, just
No.
starting. Just starting. So yeah, no, back in the teens. Yep, just got right into it. Started not competing because really the DB drag side of things was here quite many years ago, and then it sort of disappeared, and someone else tried to bring it their own little schedule in, and then I wanted to get it back into the main scene with all you guys over there, just to see where we sort of stand compared to you guys. And yeah, it's just sort of just the love of it, eh? It's just good, and that's quite good because the son's done the same thing. He's just followed in his footsteps as well, and building his own stuff as well, which is good. So he helps with me at the shows. Then I've got a couple of good friends, which is Bernie and his wife Angie. They help me at the shows as well for doing the meters and putting them in the right spots and so forth.
So,
So no,
how old's your son?
he's 21 now.
Okay. So roughly the
Yeah,
same age
so
as my son. So,
yeah. So he's the mechanic of the family. So
all right. So,
he's
was
doing
there
that stuff.
a particular person that got you into the car audio, like an uncle, a dad, just
It
a
was actually
local
a good
guy?
mate called over in Hastings, Widdamoo. I don't know whether you ever heard of like him back in the day with the JBL Escort van or the Ford Laser with 20 subs and so forth in it back in the day. So
Dang.
he was back, yeah, many years ago, and we always just be able to just chat and talk, and yeah, just yeah, he encouraged me. He's probably a couple of years older, but it's just yeah, got to know him and
Okay.
did it that way.
That's awesome.
But
And
like to be loud
he's
if
quite a
we
bit
can.
loud.
Yeah, well, the Escort was doing. I'm pretty certain that was doing 78s back like 10 years
Dang.
ago, but that was or maybe longer actually. But that was with the old meter, so I'd love
Ah.
to know what.
Audio
Yeah,
control.
So that'd be about a 71 on today's meter, depending on the
yeah. So
frequency.
it would be nice, and that was with only like 4 subs, like back of old JBL GTOs and all that sort of stuff.
Yep. Uh,
Um,
Tiffany says you guys have a Hastings also.
yeah,
Everybody's got a
Hastings,
Hastings.
Do they?
Hastings over the hill a little bit, but yeah, it's not too far. It's about 2 hours away from us, so it's good. It's a lot warmer over there. They're normally about 35 to 36 degrees to our around 30s here. They're always that much hotter.
All right, I got an important question for you. Have you been over to the Shire,
What's that?
the filming location for
Oh,
Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit?
No, that's one thing. I've walked around it, but not physically seen the actual where they actually did the part. Like just walked past it. I mean, but not actually in it. So yeah,
Uh,
it's
that
that's actually not too far away, but it's not something that I've really taken any
oh,
thing for.
that's
It's from
definitely
New Zealand. It's from New Zealand, so I don't bother. Hey.
yes, that's definitely high on the the cruises and stuff that go by New Zealand. They really hype up that section
I do.
as a tourist place.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's it's what is it? Not Matter. I think it is. Um. So yeah, sorry, I just had someone walk in the door. So
no, no. So like I said, New Zealand. I would love to go down under and just kind of be out there. That now does the Barrier Reef is that only in Australia or does it stretch all the way to New Zealand?
yeah, it stretches right through.
Oh, it does.
hmm.
So that's something I would love to go diving sometime. I'm not afraid of sharks, so I actually go looking for them when I go scuba diving. And the shark populations within the Great Barrier Reef, you have the carpet sharks, the wobegongs, the tiger sharks, the black tip reef, white tip reef. I mean, you got so many sharks, opportunities to see them, and they just hang out at the reefs. I would love to go to the Great Barrier Reef just to go scuba diving one time. You know,
sounds like fun.
it is. Scuba diving's awesome. Actually, talked to Wayne today, and if you guys if you guys
Oh,
are
yeah.
into scuba diving at all, and you go to his YouTube channel and just look
They
at his
did.
most current one, he just put up a scuba diving video on his YouTube channel. So,
Yeah.
you guys, if you guys want, check that out. That's pretty cool. So what's your favorite show you've ever been to, Jody?
It's a hard one. Um, it would have been the one in probably when I first before I took over as a judge, it would have been the one up in the actual stadium up in Auckland. I've never actually come across. I've always wanted to come across to see how America run their ones, and Aussie. I've had a friend Samuel, which he's been on the show as well.
Hmm.
Yeah, from Aussie, he came across and help us get it all started here. So just seeing how he did things, and we'll try to follow in his footsteps a lot of it. But he runs the main ones in Aussie.
Hmm.
But yeah, probably just the boards and rotary shows are the bigger ones because of Auckland based type thing. So yeah, that's for us here anyway.
That's where your population density is. So
Correct.
obviously,
Yep.
yeah. So Tiffany says, note to self: don't go diving with Doug. He looks for sharks. Um, but no, so like we got Autorama coming up. For our Autorama venue, we're gonna have Jeffrey out here. We're gonna have Jimbo out here. We're gonna have Ray Choi. Eric is gonna drive up for that. Supposed to have the Black Widow, which is the multi-time world record holder for Cyclone.
It's the Ramoses, right?
The Ramoses are supposed to debut a vehicle out there, maybe even two, at that event. It's a USAC, DB Drag, and IASCA event, so there'll be three organizations all going on at the same time. Um, Last year I think I had 124 entries, so we're hoping to make it close to 200 this year. That'd be awesome. So, and the thing about that event is there's more to do there than just the DB drag. You can watch the DB drag because I always do all my shows live on the internet, so you can watch it and see when your turn comes up. But you can walk around and go see all the, because it's a huge car show that takes up. I bet you it's close to what, 3/4 of a mile square maybe, but it's huge. And you can walk around and check out all the cars, the custom cars and stuff like that if you wanted to do something other than just hang out and get demos all day, because there's demos for days there if that's what you're into. Tiffany wants to know, so how often do you do shows in Aussie-land?
In Aussie land, I don't go to Aussie.
I know you don't. In New Zealand, how often do you do shows?
Not as many as what I should be doing, to be honest. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. There's about 4 to 5, which are main ones here in New Zealand, which is between Palmy and Auckland. There is one down in the South Island that one of Dave Williams goes down and does. But I don't know whether he brings that up as an event or not. So yeah, I need to push it more. We need to get some more in Taupo as well, which is the central, so we get both Auckland and Wellington base come up to this central.
Okay, so you're doing like roughly 4 to 5 shows a year.
Yeah, it's about Okay. Like I say, not as many as what we should be doing.
Yeah. So what is your day job that you're at right now not doing?
I do car audio actually. So, mainly auto electrician side of things.
Okay.
But we do a lot of the audio sort of things as well. As you see, old school Alpine in the background.
Yes, sir.
But so things like that.
Because I was. So, do you ever hold events at your shop?
We have. Trouble is because we're right in the center of town. It causes problems with the cafe just down the road, so we can't do that anymore.
Okay.
What did you do? Sorry, I just
He broke something.
She loves this.
As long as the car's not on fire, it's okay.
It's all right.
It can be fixed. Whatever the problem is, as long as the car's not on fire, it can be fixed.
Just work out cables. Just work out cables.
So Jeffrey, what do you got coming up? I see February 10th on there. So Jeffrey's had 4 shows this month almost.
Hey, there were
already this month. Yeah,
there were days where, or like months, long stretches of no events. So, hey, I totally understand. Jody, have you tried streaming your events? like online?
I've done one.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have definitely done a streaming where because people from like Wellington couldn't make it
Hmm.
to Auckland, so they wanted to see what was going on. So I left it
Hmm. Yeah.
and just went live. Just went
Because
live pretty much. Yeah.
I've seen, well, I've kind of noticed a lot of people would direct message me on Facebook, wanting to see the events. And then, I think that's kind of a good way to kind of get the word out and let people know that you're doing events and, people want to join in. So, yeah, cool. Yeah, I'll definitely want to check it out. If when you get your next event, definitely stream
Yep.
it. I'll share it on, the different platforms and stuff. And yeah.
Jeffrey's
Oh, that'd be
really good
Seems
at
awesome.
like
Yep.
sharing.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to stream this event just yesterday. It was so cold. It seemed like, you know, I don't know. It seemed like the computer was acting up because it was so cold, and I was like, oh man, I better not stream. It might mess up the computer. But yeah, definitely. I had people. It was like, well, where's the show? How come I can't watch it? And like, you had to be here.
That's right. So yeah, that's some of the things that we've done over here, Jeffrey and I, streaming the events. Some of the other things we've done to kind of help promote shows and being part. Obviously, the podcast is very
Mhm.
helpful.
Yeah.
Um, the getting people involved with like test and tunes. Jeffrey's been doing that a
Oh yeah.
lot, and that's how he's growing his area again, which is really good.
Mhm.
Having a show, um, what was it called? Like a series with a finale, that tends to help people. So if you say, hey, you know what, we're gonna do these 4 shows, and at the end, whoever has the most points, this is what they win, and some unique trophy or something like that. Those are
Right.
all good ways to
Yeah, definitely. That's a
um,
good way of putting it. Yep.
yeah.
Because we don't, even though we do points over here, it's sort of like I don't feel it's big enough at this point to have like rings and so forth. But what you've just
Mhm.
said with a trophy at the end with the amount of points to get people come to every event would be good.
Yep. Eric Hansen says they practice every Friday over at the Crossfire office.
Yeah.
So for me personally, on the West Coast, we have what we call the West Coast Finale. So we take $5 out of every entry throughout the entire season, and that $5 goes to a prize fund, and I give it all cash at the last event of the year. But you had to have attended 5 events throughout the year. So now, but I put on about 20 events.
Yep.
So attending 5 events should not be that difficult, right? When there's 20 in your
Yep.
general area. And so, yeah, just require them to attend 5 events, and then I hand out all that money. Last year, I think I was what, $4,200 of $4,400 in cash I gave away.
Wow.
So, you know, so we give out good money, and people want to show up, they show up. They don't want to show up, they don't have to show up. I'm giving away all that money on that day, and I think that helps with attendance. I think that helps because a lot of the questions I hear from people that aren't car audio are, so what do you get for this, right?
Mhm.
Oh,
True.
wait, you spend all this money, you do all this time. What do you get out of it? You know.
I get absolutely nothing out of it. This is the thing. It's, it's just a love. It's just a love of the actual
Exactly.
sport.
Yeah.
And that's what I look at it. People say, "Oh, you must make some." No, nah, actually lose some
Exactly. Yeah.
dollars because by the time you organise an event, you organise trophies or and certificates and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, people go, "Oh, what's it for you?" And it's just the love.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah. People don't understand that it's just a love thing. So.
If you're doing if you're doing this for the money, that might be for the wrong reasons.
Exactly.
Like
True.
just like you said, you want to do it for the love. You want to be able to say, hey, I helped this guy, become a world champion, or hey, I introduced this new guy to this other guy, and they're
Yep.
doing really well now. So I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tiffany.
And it's quite good because it's just a way I find to be able to communicate with others as well. Like,
Mhm.
how do you get this sort of score out of this, and just things like that. It's just by tuning, and I'll even do it on the day just to help them if they're not doing a decent number, just trying to get the max out of what they've got.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And
that's me. But
hanging out with like-minded people,
Mhm.
there's so much value in that too. You know, people that just love it. I'm sure Jeffrey. I mean, would Jeffrey probably would never ran into Eric Hansen. How would he have ever even known Roger? Right? Roger's one of
Exactly.
his
Yeah.
good friends, and
Mhm.
he works with him. Jeffrey would have never met Roger if it wasn't for car
Yeah.
audio.
Mhm.
Jeffrey and I would have. Well, we might have met. We were into kind of the same
What?
things down in L.A., so we could have potentially met, but it still would have been a long shot, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, there's relationships that you gain that extend way beyond just the car audio, and
yep,
that's something people don't get. Like even when I go bowling, the relationships I get in bowling don't extend much past bowling, right? But the car audio relationships I have, those tend to extend much deeper,
Mhm.
and that's something you don't just get from anything. So, because you spend hours and hours with these people,
Yeah.
you
yep,
know, you guys dig into each other's minds of, hey,
Mhm.
how are we going to do this? And then you start seeing how that guy's mind works, and he starts seeing how your mind works. And I mean, it's truly like becomes like a relationship with friends. So, and you don't get that in everything you do. And that's one of the reasons we love car audio. For me
Mhm.
personally, my wife keeps, well, why don't you just quit? You don't need to be a DB drag judge. I've been a DB drag judge now for almost 20 years, right? Since 2005. 2001 as a judge, World Finals judge since 2005. So we're, World Finals judge for almost 20 years and a regular judge by forever. And, you know, every year maybe I'll just hang it up this year. And then I look and I go, well, if I would have hung it up this last year, then this person wouldn't have got their ring, or that person wouldn't have got the points champion. You know, I would have never met Moses Martinez, right? Um, Never had him the opportunity to do the stuff he does. It's, uh, you know, uh, car audio is a different thing for us, and that's what people don't but should understand.
yeah.
Um,
You got that right. Bang
so
on.
so Tiffany says we would have never found you guys without car audio. It's a global community,
Mhm.
and that's not
For
wrong either.
sure.
Um, Eric Hansen says he went from demo to base race and top dog. So he started out as just a demo guy at a show,
Mhm.
and so Eric says car audio is life, and not necessarily wrong there.
Do you
Uh,
have plans, Jody, of attending U.S. finals coming up stateside?
If I can get over there, I'd love to, but yeah, I
Uh-huh.
can't see that sort of happening,
Ah.
dollar wise at the moment, especially. But
Hmm.
yeah, I'd love to make it to one show at least.
Or
okay,
the big show at finals.
yeah.
Yeah. If it had to be just one, you could just
Definitely.
plan on world finals.
Yep. Yeah, that I would love to get there. Definitely.
Awesome. Yeah.
Got somebody named.
It'd be just so good to be able to get over there and just see, like I say, just see how you guys actually run it as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, be
So
awesome.
Kick D 1904. What's good, y'all? That's a name I haven't seen in here before. Anyway, so what's your downtime of the year? What months?
During gonna go sort of April to September. Very wet
Oh,
over
Oh,
here.
so that's our
wet.
peak time over here.
Yeah. So yeah, our main sort of like from October through to March. beginning of April thereabouts would
Okay.
be our best weather wise
Okay.
to do shows and so forth. Because we
Yeah.
don't have big areas in the sense of like stadiums and so forth here in New Zealand to run that sort of thing, which people don't like here. Ours too, I should say.
Okay. So Autorama is May 5th, May 4th and 5th. Just so you know the time frame. That would be a
Okay.
good show to come to because
Hmm, they're slow.
October's World Finals, right? So that might be a tough time for you to come. But if you wanted to come during that time frame, there's Autorama, there's Surf City, which is another good
Oh
event.
yeah.
Um, what other big events? There's that one that I went to last year in Indiana. That one was
Yeah.
a pretty good event. That was a good time. So, like I said, so there's a handful of events out here. It depends on where you want to go. You know, our country's fairly large. So, do you want to go to the Midwest? Do you want to go to the Northwest? Do you want to go to the, California? Everybody wants to come to California. So, um, just some thoughts. But anyway, we are running up on our 1 hour already, which is cool. Jeffrey, do you want to hit him with
Yeah.
the question?
Sure. All right, Jody, this is a question that we ask all of our guests. Basically, we want to know what is your definition of a basehead?
One that disturbs neighborhoods. No. that, that's the problem we've got around here. You get the ones which, yeah, that's a true basehead that just loves to be as loud as he possibly can at all times.
Okay.
Yes.
Mm. So yeah,
Eric
that's
wants
that's the New Zealand area.
Eric wants to know what it would take for a 2 hour podcast.
Oh,
I
yeah,
would
he
have
asked
to
me that
have
question.
I would have to have a very special guest on for me to cancel my bowling. So,
Ah,
um,
okay.
you know, and there's a lot of guests out there that would fit that special guest situation. Just saying. All right, Jody. So, how do people get a hold of you, find you, find out about your show? Your show. Tell us about your show coming up this weekend again, real quick. Where's it at? What
we
time?
Yep. So we've got a DB Drag NZ page on Facebook. And T.W.I.C.A Audio is another page that we run. Um, what else? And then otherwise, just look on my personal page as well, which yeah, it's easy.
Okay.
But otherwise, yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah,
All right.
the DB Drag page, maybe the NZ Basehead as well. Yeah, I'm just one of the admins to that, so I do post a lot on that as well.
Okay. That's where people are going to see you, see about your shows, all that stuff. Definitely can go to the DB Drag calendar and get the information off of there. All right, Jeffrey,
Yeah.
what you got?
Oh, I'm actually on the event calendar right now.
And it's
I'll,
not on
I'll,
there. I know it's not on there at the moment.
oh no, I see it. Oh wait, is this Australia? No.
Nope.
Okay. Oh, okay. No. I thought that was.
I've actually got to load that one up tonight. Yeah, I'm moving a bit slack on that particular one, but yeah, sorry.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, don't look there now.
So if you guys are interested, check out the DB Drag Racing website. Jody will put it on the schedule tonight, and hopefully you'll get the stream up so the rest of the world can watch as well. I know I'd be willing to check it out for sure.
Yeah, yeah. So like I say, NZ hasn't got the numbers as what like everyone else has.
Mhm.
40
We've
is
got
pretty
like
good numbers.
Yeah, that's really good numbers.
yeah, Seaver Street won the 161.5.
Oh, you're talking about
Oh,
numbers, like as in
Sorry.
their
Yep.
score. I was gonna say, but
Yeah.
you have plenty of competitors, so
Yeah. Yep. We do. Hopefully it's another one like that this weekend. Don't know until we get there.
what's
But
the
yeah,
biggest classes you guys have? Or the biggest
Super
class? Is
Street,
it like Super
Super
Street?
Street. Yeah, definitely Super Street with the builds that the couple of pro stocks.
Oh, okay.
Um, yep. So one of our loudest pro stocks, actually my son, is a 58.6 out of 212s.
Oh, yeah.
that's pretty solid.
Yeah. Pro stock class?
Yeah.
Yeah, 58.6. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he wants that 60, but he's not being. Yeah,
There's a
he needs a bit more,
lot.
bit
There's a
more
lot
work.
of room between 58 and 60.
Oh, he'll get it. Trust me.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying. And hey, and
The one he does.
if he needs help, he can get a hold of. There's a whole bunch of
I think
people on
I
here.
think I think maybe a set of crossbars might do the job because we're only running cheap Zeroflex to do that number.
Oh,
You need to make sure you have plenty of battery to back up whatever
yeah.
amps you put on there. That's for sure.
Yep, that's it. Yeah, no, it's all hidden. So yeah, it's all everything works how it should do and so forth. So no, he's doing all right.
Good, great. All right, Jeffrey, what you got coming up?
So I just well, it's like this big billboard behind me, right? So Saturday, February 10th is the next show I'm gonna be doing. I'm going back to Cali for the
Ooh.
show, February 10th. It's gonna be sponsored by Gorilla Hertz. It's gonna be at Two Times Stereo in Redlands. There's been many shows there. Check it out on the calendar. And then the following weekend, Saturday, February 17th, Team Hurts Feelings, Robert Gallegos. We're hosting an event back in Bloomington, California. Check out both events on the DB Drag Racing website on the calendar. They're both posted up. I think Robert has the Facebook event page up and running. He's doing like this St. Valentine's theme with the event. So, definitely check it out. Yeah, if you're in SoCal for the whole month of February on the West Coast, because I'm doing the Showdown event. That's I haven't posted that up, but it's February 24th. So for the whole month
That's
of
out of Vegas.
February, yes,
Outside of
out of
Vegas.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Yes, if you're in the SoCal West Coast area, definitely it's a good time for DB Drag coming up in February.
Yep. So Eric says he doesn't care about those shows. When's the next Texas show?
That's the thing we're trying to work on. It seems like I'm tied up with the SoCal events. If we have one in Texas, it's either going to be like 2 weeks from now, February 4th, or we might try to sneak it in. I don't know, maybe later in the month or early March or so. So just keep an eye out for that.
Okay. And I'm personally still working on one. I got a lot of stuff going on with my house and whatnot right now. So I am trying to still do a show in February sometime. I have a professional bowling event coming up the 26th. Yeah, the 26th of February. So other than that, I'll be. Oh, wait. Yeah. No, February 26th, I'm going to be down with you guys, right? In Vegas.
25th.
Yes. Yeah, 25th,
February 24th and
26th.
25th.
Yeah, so I'll be in Vegas that one. Shoot, when is my PBA event? Oh, February 16th. That's right. It's Valentine's Day weekend. So I got my professional event that weekend. And then the weekend when I'm down with Jeffrey in Eric says, I'm going to die eventually deprived.
What?
He says he's
What does that
deprived of
mean?
shows. He ain't doing enough shows in Texas.
Oh, he can take that 10-hour drive out to Tennessee and visit Chris Gregory and the Tennessee Base Racers.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, he's got no excuse.
But yeah, so I'm trying to put together some stuff right now for a couple of shows. We already know what my season looks like. I am going to complete my season even if I move. If I don't get this house that I put in for, then I'm not moving to Wichita. It's a very specific house that my wife's waited 2.5 years to find. So I said I'm not moving to Wichita unless I have all these requirements met, and she finally found a house that met all the requirements. So then I'll be, because my daughter wants to start having grandbabies for us. So you know how that is. Jeffrey's going back to Cali to hang out with his grandbaby.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Eric says, I guess I'll have to go see the Tennessee Base Race group then.
Yeah, see?
But anyway, hey, everybody, I want to thank you guys for tuning in today. It was a lot of fun here. Jody, thank you for tuning in with us.
Yes.
breaking apart your work day and taking a little time with us instead of working. I'm sure you were still working though, obviously. Uh, Jeffrey, great to see you again. If you
Yes.
guys haven't seen the pictures on Jeffrey's Facebook page, you gotta go check
No,
them out.
don't look.
He looks like an Eskimo on there. He looks
Yes.
he looks very cold.
I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready.
Yeah, you guys check those out. They look pretty good. Pretty good, hilarious pictures. Anyway, we'll see you guys next week. Next week we're gonna have on Matthew Busby from Busby Audio. He's gonna come in and chat with us next week. Eric says there's no shows on the calendar in Tennessee in February. Hey, text Chris Gregory. He'll put one on just for you.
Yes, exactly. Or Eric can put one on.
Yeah, Eric will put one on.
Yeah.
Anyway, I want to thank you guys all for tuning in this week.
Yes.
We appreciate you taking the time to hang out with us. Remember, if you have an opportunity to support those who support the things that you enjoy, like our sponsors, Crossfire Car Audio, Voodoo Customs, and E-Box. That's Eric Hansen in the chat if you didn't know. E-Box Car Audio Design and Install. So please support the people who support the things that you love to do. And once again, guys, I want to say thank you for tuning in, and we will see you guys next week, 5:30 California time, the only time that matters. Peace. We out.